It's a Teen Talk Skating podcast where I embarrass myself. Hello, and welcome to episode number 96 of a Teen Talk Skating podcast. My name is Vango, and I hope you guys are all doing very well. I have been on a break this week because of Thanksgiving, and yeah, it's been chill. I've been sleeping a lot. I've also kind of been procrastinating. Like I still do have work I'm supposed to be doing, but I've been procrastinating on all that because I just don't really feel like doing any of it. I'm sorry. Um, Spotify told me that I need to say to follow, share, and like more. I know I sound really cringy when you hear that, but make sure you follow, share, and like a Teen Talks Game podcast so you can continue to get new episodes and every Saturday at noon PST, and it will grow more and more people will listen, and maybe I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when I should start saying that. Maybe I should say that actually at the end of episodes, but then I feel like nobody actually listens to the end of the episode. If you listen to the end of the episode, thank you so much. You are actually such a great person. Thank you for listening to the end of the episode. Today I might have started a war on Reddit, and I'm sorry about that. I talked about 2022 US Nationals, and then people were debating over the men's spot again, and I could talk about that men's spot for ages. But I think Jason Brown deserved it. I'm sorry. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing very well. It's getting really late into the year. It's literally December and almost December anyway, and I am so not. That is not it for me, honestly. But yeah, let's head over to our main episode before we get too carried away. Or not our main episode, our program of the week before we get too carried away. Let's go over to the program of the week, okay, people? Okay. Program of the week. Okay, the program of the week this week is from a gala, and honestly, I need to do more gala programs for program of the week because I honestly sometimes forget that the gala even exists. I'm always like, I'm so focused on short programs and free skates and rhythm dances and free dances that I just forget the gala exists. I forget that there's this really fun performance after the end of some competitions that they do a little gala, and I forget about the gala, but honestly, whatever. This week, I don't know why, I was going back in time. Well, not really back in time. I was going back to April and I was rewatching the World Team Trophy because I don't know. And I was watching the gala again, and this one program really struck out to me. I thought it was a very beautiful program, and that is Madeline Skeezes of Canada and her exhibition program. The music is the song Goddess by Leve. And this program is so lovely. I think it's so lovely that I wish Maddie Skeets used it as a short program or as part of a free skate or something because I think it's absolutely lovely and it fits to the music very well. Goddess is the name of the song. I think she very much looked like a goddess, a swan, a bird, if you will. She starts out this program really beautifully with this small kind of spread eagle moment. Then she goes into this very short, very tiny spiral, but it's such a graceful, elegant spiral, and she's confined in her own like personal space in that spiral, and it's beautiful. She has some very nice crossovers into a very nice double axle with just a very nice swooping edge on the way out, and she hangs onto the edge, and then she does a little jump to her other foot, and it's just that is so beautiful. And a lot of this program is very fluffy, if that makes sense. It's like luscious in that soft way. And it just makes you feel good. It's just very warming. One thing I want to talk about is her arm movements in here. I feel like Malin sees this as very nice arm placement, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's really weird. I don't know. I'm sorry, Malin sees this. I just love your skating. But I think her arms are just placed so gracefully in the program and like during the spirals, and it's just so great. The music does like kind of like pick up a little faster and towards the middle, and her skating matches that. Her skating is very soft and slow in the beginning, and it's so elegant, and the music picks up a little bit in its speed, and her speed matches that, and you can tell by just the way she really does have control and nice grip on the ice. I feel like it has a very nice flow in her movement. You don't really feel that it's like chopped up or broken up in a sense. I feel like her skating is super flowy, and it just goes from one element to the next, and it's very beautiful. She kind of does a half step sequence, half choreo sequence moment. It doesn't really matter in the exhibition, but she has another beautiful spiral, beautiful arm placement, like I said earlier, across the ring. Oh, I forgot. She does a spin in the beginning of the program, and exiting that spin, she does like this really cool twizzle movement where her leg is almost like wrapped around 90 degrees around her torso. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like wrapped around really beautifully. And she does a twizzle out of it. It's beautiful. The steps in this are beautiful. Everything in this is just so beautiful. And honestly, I wish she'd use this as a short program. I hope she uses it. I love her current short program, which is another bird kind of thing program, but it's like Black Swan. And I think she's switching back to Lion King. I don't know. But I almost wish she uses I hope she uses it as a strip program in the future or maybe part of her skate because it does really show off some really nice qualities in her skating. And I don't know. But yeah, I will try to do more exhibition programs in the future, and kind of remember that there is an exhibition because there's some beautiful exhibitions, fun exhibitions, ones I really like that I just forget that they exist sometimes. But anyway, go check it out after you listen to this episode. Madeline Skeesis and her exhibition program to Goddess by Leve at the 2025 World Team Trophy. Now let's head over to our main episode. That was your program of the week. Okay, everybody. So our main episode this week, the last Grand Prix of the season. Thank the Lord, kind of. I don't know. It's not really the last Grand Prix because yes, there is a Grand Prix final, but the last of the six like main Grand Prix, I guess, was the Finlandia Trophy. I don't remember if Finlandia Trophy was the last one last season. I believe it was the second to last one last season. But we went over to Finland, which happens to be the happiest country in the world, of course. So we are very happy in Helsinki, Finland. But anyway, it is the last Grand Prix, and that to me is crazy. I think I was commenting on Reddit that my brain was literally still in August, and that is kind of true for me in every sense of my life, not just figure skating, but this season has just gone by so fast, and before you know it, we are going to be in Milan for the Olympics. That to me is actually crazy. To me, I'm still at Cranberry Cup and Isabel Levito and the costumes that people were like judging her for because you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, but whatever, Isabel, it's like fine with me. I really didn't care. People really cared for no reason. I don't know. But we are here at the very last Grand Prix, the sixth Grand Prix, the Finlandia Trophy. Some general thoughts on the competition was that it's in Helsinki, Finland. I feel like the competitions in Finland are always very, very nice. Obviously, it looked very cold in Finland, but everyone just seemed it was good vibes, it was happy. I thought that the arena was super acoustic. Like, I know I said this about Japan as well, and when we went to NHK Trophy in Japan, but the arena was just like very vocal. It was singing. It was playing the music, but it felt like the arena was singing itself. If that makes sense. The music was like perfectly loud on the stream. At least on the stream, I don't know how it was like actually in the arena. I did not teleport or fly to Finland, unfortunately, to watch this competition. But on the stream, the music was just it was good vibes. It was like perfectly loud. It matched with the skaters. Like it was on point. The music, whoever did the music, very good to them. Okay. I don't know if it was the actual arena or maybe it was just a stream, but I don't know. I thought the audience I feel like the audience in Finland is always so warm and receptive and supportive. Some of the skaters even got flower crowns. I saw that Roman Sadovsky got a flower crown, and I think a few other skaters got flower crowns. I can't remember exactly who. But yeah, a few of the skaters got flower crowns from the audience, and there were tons of stuffed animals, of course. The kiss and cry, again, just very cozy, comfy theme in the kiss and cry. They had these pillows with the word Helsinki like knitted onto them or like embroidered onto them that were, again, super nice and cute and chic. And it was just a good highlight. Maybe what wasn't a good highlight though was the scoring at this event because they literally said, you know what, Skate America, we can do better than you and we can do even stricter. I thought the scoring of this event was quite strict at this event, honestly, especially in ice dance. But ice dance, yikes, people, yikes. Ice dance is a mess at this point. What is ice dance this season? Ice dance or is it like fire dance? I don't know. It feels like we're dancing on fire, not ice at this point. Anyway, there were some very interesting matchups here and there, different, I guess, dynamics within the skaters and like who would beat who and everything. But let's get started. I feel very calm today. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we're talking about Finland and Finland is happy, and I feel very calm and serene today. These scores, however, maybe we're not that. Let's head over to the men's event, of course. And the men's event, yeah, the men's event is always the men's event. I want to start off in 10th place in the men's event because this is just sad to me, man. This is like, oh, man, dang it. And in 10th place was Denis Valsias of Latvia, who you all know is my favorite skater. Well, not I don't play favorites, but he's up there. You know what I mean? And this competition, he was at Cup of China earlier this season, and that was not a really great Grand Prix either. He was 10th there as well. He comes to Finland. I thought podium, first place. No, 10th place again. Um, there is kind of some drama coaching situation going on that he doesn't currently have a coach because of the Latvian Figure Skating Federation and funding. And it was a bunch of stuff, a lot of financial stuff that happened apparently, and no funding, and so no coaching, and it's a whole thing. But he was here without a coach, and I was just no. That's not it for my favorite skater. But he was ninth in the short program, a beautiful short program. He skates so well. The jumps, no, the jumps are fake. Who cares? Um, Oh gosh, my link is broken, but he was ninth in both of his programs for 10th place overall. Gosh, what is happening? Okay, let me pull up another page with the results so I can actually see results. But I just think he is the best skier, and you know what? Everything else is fake and I don't actually care. And yeah, just saying. Okay, let's see. Can I see? Okay, so yeah, he was 10th place or no, ninth in both rounds or 10th overall. The skates weren't perfect, he, did have some mistakes here and there. It was kind of shaky. I don't know if that's because of I don't really know what the reasons are. He did fall on the triple axel and then triple lets in the free. Not the best skate, but to me, in our hearts, he is still a beautiful, wonderful skater that we all know him to be. Okay, now it wants to work. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that was 10th place, Denise Vasilias. In ninth place was Andreas Nordebek from Sweden. And he was a pretty decent skates here from him. He was 11th in the short, pop double toe, underrotation on the triple axel. But then 8th place in the free skate was, pretty clean, decent free skate. Did pop a double flip, unfortunately, but otherwise it was a pretty good there. I don't know why. I always feel like Andreas Nordebek, we don't see him like do super duper clean programs, but he does pretty good programs here and there. This free skate was a good example of coming back from a short program. And I think that he honestly, I don't know why. I feel Lucas Spritsky vibes from him in the sense that maybe this Olympics is not going to be his Olympic like cycle, his Olympic quad, I guess. But I feel like next Olympic quad, I just feel like I don't know why. I feel like he's kind of one of the up and coming skaters who is gonna have kind of a resurgence in this next quad. So I don't know. Very high hopes for him. He's super duper young, so I see it. I don't know why, but I feel it for him. Anyway, okay, in eighth place we had Mikhail Selevko from Estonia. He was fifth in the short program with a fairly clean skate. Unfortunate 10th in the free skate, fall on the quad flip attempt, quarter on the quad toe, a downgrade on a double toe, and a fall on an under rotated triple lutz. So, not the best free skate, though, despite that good short program. At this point, there is only one spot for or not Latvia, Estonia. Oh my gosh, Estonia at the Olympics. I don't know. I really do think it is going to go to his brother, Alexander Slevko, who just has had a better performance this season overall. And I think it's more likely to go to Alexander Slevko, who's just been cleaner, more consistent. He medaled at Skate Canada. And I think that is what it's going to be. But again, a very bright future for Mikhail Slevko as well. And we'll see where that takes him. In seventh place is another skater with kind of a whole situation with the Olympic spots in his country, and that is Matteo Rizzo of Italy. Mateo Rizzo was 8th in the short program here, a fall on a quarter quad toe, and then he was 7th in the free, a downgraded quad toe, got another quad toe done actually, very good. Double loop was pops and then under rotation on a triple sal, but otherwise a pretty decent skate. These aren't, the best that we've seen in Mateo Rizzo. He has been injured. I don't know if he just had a recent injury again, but I feel like he's always injured, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But he did get surgery like 2 seasons ago, and then we're back here now. Again, another skater whose Olympic spot is kind of unclear. Obviously, the Olympics are in Italy. He would love to be on that Olympic team. I don't know. I don't know. Italy is very difficult because Daniel Grassel is there, Nikolai Momola is there, and Matteo Rizzo is there. And so there's those three top men competing for two Olympic spots. And I do find it quite difficult to figure out who is gonna do good than better than who. The scores are just kind of wild for all of them, and I don't know. I'm scared, honestly. I would love to see Maritza go to a third Olympics. I think he would do great, and I would love to see him there. But I don't know because Darren Grausel, Nikolai Momola have also been doing good, but sometimes not as good, and it's hard to figure it out. Okay, people, it's hard to figure it out. Okay. Okay. In sixth place, we have Sota Yamamoto of Japan. He was seventh here in the short program. Oh dear lord, my Wi-Fi is just not having it, guys. He was seventh in the short program. Let's see if I can pull up on another screen. He was seventh in the short program. The only mistake being an under-rotated triple axel. He probably would have wanted a quad sal, only got the triple done. And then he was fifth in the free skate, so better free skate for him. The only big mistake being a fall on quad toe and then under rotations on the triple axel triplets as well. But still good for Toru Yamamoto. I have kind of seen some conversation in the ranks if Toru Yamamoto could maybe be in that conversation for that third Japanese men's Olympic spot. But there is kind of that battle between Toru Yamamoto, Kamiura, and Kazuki Tomono for that Olympic spot. I don't know. I don't really know. Again, another difficult one. Depends on what happens at Japanese Nationals. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Okay, in fifth place is Jason Brown, from the USA. I was debating over Jason Brown earlier, on Reddit because I don't know. But Jason Brown, he did compete 2 weeks in a row. He was fourth at Skate America, and he came here. Obviously, very difficult to compete 2 weeks in a row for any skater, any team on the Grand Prix. But this was a pretty decent result, regardless of that. He was fifth, or no, not fifth. He was fourth in the short program for Jason Brown. I believe he got a call. Was it on his axle? Yeah, it was a quarter call on his triple axle. And then in his free skate, if this will all load, which I feel like the loading has not been good today, and I literally can't remember. And then he was sixth place in the free skate. With again another pretty decent program. Let's see what the technical errors were for Jason Brown in the free skate. He was sixth in the free skate. He just had a fall in triple axle and then a quarter and a repetition on another triple axle. But the rest of the program was pretty decent, not amazing. Quarter on triple lutz, quarter on triple flip. Really had to fight for some of those technical elements, but he still makes up for the technical elements in the components. The components could be higher, and I think that is due to the fact that he did have a fall in the program, and that often does kind of affect your component score as well, breaking the flow of your program. What I enjoyed about Jason's program here in the free skate, to say something, is that it's a beautiful program, and he did not let the triple axle mistakes in the beginning deter from any of it. He got right back up. He got right back to performing again, and that's what you appreciate about Jason Brown, is that he keeps on performing. He keeps on giving the performance that he knows it deserves, no matter what. Very good scores on his spins here. All his spins got above 1 point in Dewey, and that is rare to see. Step sequence, choreo sequence, all good. And so obviously those elements are very strong. The technical elements not as strong. I still don't see a possibility in which he doesn't make the Olympic team. I think he is gonna make the Olympic team. Yeah. But yeah, still a decent result for Jason Brown. Maybe no medals on this Grand Prix this season, but still proving that he is quite a strong skater in the field. Okay, let's move on to our fourth place skater. This was quite an interesting result for me. Third and fourth were very, very interesting. In fourth place here was Roman Sadowski of Canada. Roman was sixth place in the short program with a quarter on his quad style and a quarter on his triple tail on that first jump. I do like this short program for Roman Sasaki. He's reusing his Chris Stapleton short program, and I think it's a very good program. I think he has I don't know, I like Roman Sasaki's performance skills, and I think this really fits him. It has that very cool vibe, I guess. I like it a lot. A fourth place free skate for Roman Sadowski. Kind of struggled here with the quad style cows, quarter on both of the quad style cows, quarter on a triple Lutz, and then the triple Lutz double toe had a very big save to get that landing done. But probably one of the cleaner programs I've seen Roman Sadowski do in the past few seasons. He was third in the technical score as well. A really good skate for Roman Sadowski. I think components wise, I don't know. I think components wise, Romanowski is a very strong skater. Components wise, to me, I think his skating skills are just built. I don't know. They're just different. They're very good. And so it's a good result for him. Fourth at the Grand Prix here. It was really good. But I think what makes it even more interesting was his third place finisher. Third place was Steven Gogolev of Canada. This was very, very surprising to me. Steven Gogolev, surprising in a good way, I meant. Steven Gogolev, he was second here in the short program with a really good skate. Really going for it technically for Steven Gogolev. He was, on fire with the technical score, quad toe and quad sal in the short program. And then in the free skate, he got the quad sal, quad toe, and quad sal again, all done. Quad toe was a little shaky, but otherwise a pretty solid skate. Did pop a single axle under rotation on a triple axle. But this one just really kept on giving. This is the best that we've seen Steven Gogolev compete technically for like a long time. And this was a really interesting result. If I recall correctly, at Skate Canada earlier this season, both Steven Gogolev and what's his name? Roman Zadowski were there at Skate Canada, and Roman placed one above Steven Gogolev, but here it happened the other way around. Steven Gogolev placed one above Roman Zadowski, and actually Steven Gogolev placed about 10 points, more than 10 points above Roman Zadowski here. And I don't know, this is a little interesting to me. I don't know, it kind of depends on if Steven Gogolev can quote unquote keep it up in a sense because they have been, I think they've been to every competition together the whole entire season. And there's been moments where Steven Gogolev hasn't higher. There's been moments where Roman Stavsky has been higher. And it really, yeah, they've been to every competition this season together. And they're kind of tied in the sense that Roman Stavsky has been above Steven twice and the other way around twice as well. And I don't know, this could be interesting. I don't know if they're going to give the Olympic spot to Steven Gogolev, but Roman Stassi has been more consistent over the years, of course. But this could be a very interesting kind of matchup to watch out for. But I really did not expect a 10-point margin, third place for Steven Gogolev. Very impressive, very good. Congratulations to him. But yeah, bit of a interesting Canadian conflict, we'll call it. In second place here was Adam Chamfa of France. He was first in the short program, his little creation of, no, not creation of Adam, his Vitruvian Man short program. Quad Lutz was done beautifully. Quad toe, double toe was a bit of a struggle to get it around, but still first in the short. Second in the free. This was quite a struggle, unfortunately. Quad Lutz had a huge step out on it. Quad toe, double toe as well. Quad sal, Euler. Triple sal had a quarter. Triple axle had a step out, and he got a repetition call on that triple axle again. I just think I was watching his jumps here and I genuinely was not scared, but it was wild. It's very wild to see Adam Shamfa jump. I think it's very, very intriguing in a sense. His technique, I don't know. I get scared maybe because he's almost like hurling himself in the air and just sticking the landing. And then he does stick some of the landings. Some of these landings were not as stuck in a sense, but it was still very interesting. This creation of Adam theme program is still very contemporary. I think it's quite intriguing, and I want to see him skate more for sure. And I hope that by Europeans' time, maybe he can get some of the technical parts sorted out and cleaner because I still do think he can be a threat for the Olympic podium. It just comes down to a matter of cleanliness with Adam Schoenthal. But otherwise, the judges really do enjoy his skating, and I do too. But in first place, cannot be denied of his first place here. Very strong performance from the Japanese skater Yuma Kageyama, who was third in the short here. Did fall in quarter on his quad sal, step out on the triple axel, left in third. Came back really strong in his first place free skate. The quad sal was beautiful. The quad sal, I don't know, twice this season at NHK Trophy and here at Finlandia. The first quad sal in his free skate has been so heavenly. It's literally like it's like butter. The landing is so good. Did struggle maybe in the latter half of the program. Triple flip had an error. That one was interesting. He was looking. It would look like he was going into a quad toe. He did an extra turn. He did a triple flip. Very interesting. The next jumping pass, he did do the quad toe. He did fall on that one. And then the triple axel double toe had a bit of an error getting it around as well. But that's okay. And this is a strong skate. It's a strong skate in the first half of the program. Dale has jumps there very excellently. Second half of the program, of course, could use that quad toe cleaner and maybe a more higher value combo that he's done in the past. But this was a strong skate. Again, is it going to be Ilya Malinin? Ilya Malinin is, I don't know, if he feels unbeatable. Yuma Kageyama is probably the closest at beating Ilya Malinin, but he really, really needs to have really, really clean programs in order to do that. And so it could be very interesting how this all kind of plays out in the future. We will see at the Olympics, people. We will see what happens because you never know. Ice is slippery. But yeah, in third place here was Steven Gogolev. In second place was Adam Shampa. And in first place was Mr. Yuma Kageyama. Now let's move on to the women's event. And this women's event was quite the women's event, if I do say so myself. Okay, where do I want to start? I think I want to start. Let's start with the withdrawal. Okay. Who withdrew from this competition was Luna Hendricks of Belgium. She was 10th in the short program before withdrawing. She did fall on both the triple lutz and the triple flip, unfortunately. I believe Luna Hendricks had a bit of a health issue. I think it said. I think she was sick or something, and then so she flew back home to Belgium, and so I hope she's feeling better. She was maybe one of the people who could medal here and who could earn a spot at the Grand Prix Final, but unfortunately, she didn't compete. She only did the short program and she withdrew. But I hope she feels better, obviously, because health is more important than some of the results. Yeah. Does that make sense? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I hope Luna Hendricks is better because she's one of my favorites. And of course, I love her skating and her fun, take me to the club vibe. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about seventh place. In seventh place here was Rian Sumiyoshi of Japan. She was fifth in the short program with a quarter on the triple flip. She did fall, unfortunately, on the step sequence in her short program. And then she was seventh in the free skate here for Rian Sumiyoshi. She went for that quad toe, the only woman who has really attempted those quads this season. Quad toe was under rotated with a fall, quarter on the triple loop, quarter on the triple sal with the fall, quarter on the triple flip, and then a downgraded lutz at the end with a fall, unfortunately. So 3 falls in this performance, unfortunately. Technically, she's going for, a very ambitious layout, of course, with that quad toe at the beginning. Her program is ambitious, very, very, very ambitious. And yeah, it's very ambitious. It's playing very high with risk and reward, of course. She was first place in base value, and she is among the top skaters for base value, but it comes down to the cleanliness, and unfortunately, this performance was just not as clean as she would have liked with the falls, unfortunately. Is she still a threat for the Japanese Olympic team? I don't think you can count Rion Sumiyoshi out. I think she's always going to be a threat if she can get very, very clean. Very clean. She can get very clean. She will be very sad. In sixth place here was a hometown skater, and that is Aida Karhunen of Finland. She was ninth in the short program with just a bit of a step out on her double axel, but the rest of the program was very good. And she had a sixth place season's best free skate with a very clean program, the only error being a downgraded oiler and only a double stout at the end of that. She would have wanted a triple. Would she want a triple? No, she would have. No, she only wanted the double because she would have gotten a repetition call, or it would have been unmarked because of the Zayak rule. Anyway, very good for Aina Karhunen. There is a bit of drama, not drama. I never want to say drama. It's never drama. There's a bit of contention for that finished women's spot. It could go to Aida Kahunen. It could go to Olivia Lisko. It could go to, yeah, it could go. I feel like the main competition is between those two for who will get that spot. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about our top five, starting with Madeline Caesars in first place. In fifth place, the same Madeline Caesars, of course. The same one I talked about in our pick of the week earlier. And yeah, this was a pretty decent competition for Madeline Caesars. She was third in the short program. She brought back her Lion King short program. I don't know if she got the copyright like cleared or something. That was the problem at the beginning of the season, was that Disney was gonna charge her like thousands of dollars, and she was like, nobody who wants to do that. So yeah, she had a pretty decent short program. Did triple lutz, triple toe. Did have a step out, I believe, on that element. And then she had a fifth place free skate. This was a decent free skate. She didn't get the triple lutz, triple toe done, only the triple lutz double toe at the beginning. Step out on a triple flip, and then she did repeat. She wanted triple, yeah. Oh, this is new for her. New technical layout for her. Okay, I was a little confused because I was watching her older programs. She does a triple lutz double axle in the second half now. That was clean here, and then a triple loop, double toe got the third jump there, that double toe got no points because she'd done already too many double toes. Okay, so just yeah. So yeah, this was a decent skate for her. This was a season's best skate for her. Obviously it wasn't perfect. She would have wanted, not to have that issue on the triple S triple toe, and she would have liked that double toe points. If she had gotten that, I think she'd probably be at it. Everything was clean with good GOE here, including that triple flip. She'd probably be at one, I don't know, she'd probably be at 128, 129, maybe even 130 with really good Chewy. And, that's about where she's gotten, I think, in the past as like a personal best. And so obviously a cleaner skate here for Maddie, a very clean kind of overall performance. The details weren't super duper clean, but I think a really good skate for her. And yeah, again, a little bit of drama, not drama, a little contention over the Canadian women's spot. But I really do think it really is solidly Madeline Skeets' Olympic spot at this point. Yes, there is, we'll see. We have to see, people, because there's competition from Sarah Maud Dupuis, there's competition from Kaya Ryder, a few skaters from Canada who can really deliver when it is time to deliver. And Canadian nationals might be dramatic between the men and the women. And honestly, ice dance as well. That will be really dramatic for ice dance. Maybe even pairs. I don't know. Canadian nationals, people, watch it. Watch it. Okay, let's talk about fourth place. And fourth place was the United States skater, the Americans, I don't know. Brady Tennell of the USA. She was fourth here in the short program, quarter on the triplettes, under rotated on the triple toe. This is her young and beautiful short program. I think it is gorgeous on her. I think it is so good. I genuinely think this is one of her better programs, like the best programs I've seen for Brady Tennell. And there's a lot of noteworthy programs that she had. That Romeo and Juliet program, that moderation program, that Florence and the Machine program. And this program, I like it. Maybe because I like the song a lot. Ooh, what fell? Oopsies. I like it for Bates now. Her fourth place free skate from the mission. It was clean. It just had a lot of quarter claws, quarter triple lutz, triple toe on both jumps, quarter on the triple loop, quarter on triple flip, quarter on triple lutz, and a double loop, and quarter on a triple loop again. So again, not the cleanest in terms of those. And nothing was popped. Nothing was popped. Everything was fully rotated, except for quarter calls, of course. But no downgrades, nothing like that. They are very harsh on Brady Tunnel skiing. Again, this is one of those examples where the tech panel here was just really strict. And I think at this program is, this technical performance in the program at least was very, very strong when you watched it. It didn't look like it was super duper problematic or anything, but they really go back and they really look at those rotations, and they be giving her quarters on 5 jumping passes, and that really does hurt the score, unfortunately. But I really do like Brady Snell. Oh, the US women's spot. I could talk forever about the US women right now, and I don't know if Brady Snell can make the Olympics, but if she has a really, really clean skate at nationals and they send her, like, that will be very, very satisfying to me, because I've seen Brady Snell for so long, and we missed her at the 2022 Olympics, and I would love to see her here at the 2026 Olympics. Her mission free skate, I don't know. It's not my favorite. I honestly wish she did Nessun Dorma this season and Turandot this season because it's very fitting for the Italian Olympics. And I really do like that program from her. I don't know. I don't know. I really do like Brady skating. I don't know if she's gonna make the Olympic team. I don't know people, but I hope she. I don't know, guys. I don't want to say any hopes because I know it's all gonna go wrong. I really do enjoy Brady skating. This program maybe just isn't my favorite because of the music. Maybe it's not my favorite like Warhorse the mission, but I don't know. I think she's a really great skater still. So yeah, Brady Tennell in fourth place. In third place was Rina Matsuke of Japan. This one was satisfying. This one was like yes, 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 yes. Rina Matsuke is one of my favorites. She was sixth place in the short program here, under rotations on a triple toe and the triple flip. Unfortunately, a very redemptive third place free skate. Again, a couple of calls. They were strict here with the calls. Quarter on a triple toe, quarter on a triple flip, quarter on a triple lutz. The rest of the program was clean. This Nutcracker program is the Nutcracker program, in my opinion. I think this is the best Nutcracker program I have ever seen. Okay, I would watch Rina Matsuke skate to Nutcracker all day long if I really wanted to because this program is beautiful. The edge work, the spirals, everything. The step sequence had no weird crazy fall this time, unlike at Cup of China. That was crazy unfortunate. But this one was really good. And the step sequence was good. Just the flow of it. It's pretty. It's pretty. That's how you this is a pretty, pretty, pretty program. And I profoundly enjoy her Nutcracker program. I think Rina Matsuke, she could save my life, honestly, with this program. This is what I want to be watching if I'm sick, if I'm tired, if I'm sad. Like this is what I want to watch. Okay, I want to watch this. I want to watch Rina Matsuke skate to the Nutcracker every single day. So good from her. Okay. Okay, in second place here from the US was my favorite, Amber Glenn. She was second here. Um, despite the second place, that's not a bad thing at all. Of course, we saw last season she was undefeated on the Grand Prix. This season she, was first at Cup of China and now she's second here at the Finlandia Trophy. She was first in the short program with a clean skate. Not clean skate, but triple axel was good. Triple flip, triple toe did get a quarter on that second jump, but the rest of the program is good. I think her Like a Prayer program is growing on me. At first, everyone was like loving it, and I did not see it the appeal, but this is growing on me. I do like a prayer now from Amber Glad. I think it's a good vessel for her, and she seems to really smile to the music, and I love to see that smile from her. She was second in the free skate. Same mistake here. Triple flip, triple toe. Got a quarter on that second one. A quarter on a triple flip with an unclear edge. The main mistake that she had was popping a double lutz. She wanted a triple lutz double toe loop. Only got a double lutz in with no toe loop at the end. And so that was her really biggest main mistake. And if she had not made that mistake, she would have probably gotten, I'm trying to calculate. She would have gotten about 4.5 points more. And yeah, I think she probably would have won the title here if she had that in her. Just not here, unfortunately. But that's just one jumping pass, and she still scored 213.41. So obviously very, very strong from Amber Glenn. I think that Amber Glenn is still very much a threat for any podium. We will have to see a Grand Prix final. That will be very intense to me, is watching Grand Prix final, because that will be absolutely crazy at Grand Prix final. But yeah, very strong results still for Emma Glenn. She's still my favorite. No harsh feelings. Just one double lets is like whatever, people. Okay. In first place here, a very deserving first place from the Japanese skater Monet Chiba. She was second here in the short program. She had a slight, like, kind of stand stop error on her triple flip triple toe. It just was a little shaky, and then her triple lutz did get an unclear edge call. Her first place free skate to Romeo and Juliet, many different versions of Romeo and Juliet, but anyway, Romeo and Juliet, a quarter on the triple flip triple toe on the second jump, a quarter on a triple loop. But this program, I think, is such a good vehicle for her. I think this is one of my top Romeo and Juliets. I I don't know. I think again at the beginning of the season, I was not feeling it. I was like, okay, it's Romeo and Juliet, but something has changed for me in Moni Chiba. I think that this program is just her best program I've ever seen from her. I'm not gonna lie. This is my favorite program of hers that I've seen so far. I think it's beautiful. I think it has that very elegant vibe. It has a very royal vibe to it. The costume, the purple is so regal in a sense. My favorite part has to be the choreo sequence. The choreo sequence, I swear, I've rewatched that choreo sequence like 5 times since last week, since that competition ended. Because that choreo sequence, the lunge, and then into the spiral, the jump right on the music, it's beautiful. And I like it has a very good variance within the flow of the program. It's fast and then it's slow and then it's fast again and it ends off so beautifully. And at the end of it, she was ready to fight. She was like, yes! Like she knew she did it. So yeah, very big congratulations to Moni Shiba. The only skater I might add, if I may add, that won both of her Grand Prix this season. And that could be very, very key. I don't know. I feel like Moni Chiba has almost kind of been, again, another skater I like to call silent but deadly. Maybe she hasn't been a super, super, super like, oh, she has a triple axel or she has a really great skating skills. She does have really great skating skills. Maybe she doesn't have a triple axel, but she is quite consistent. And when you're very consistent and you have very good packaging like she has right now, I think she can be a really, really big threat. Maybe even for an Olympic gold, people. I don't think you can count out Moni Chiba. I think she is someone not to be counted out. But yeah, very strong result for her. I think that really does solidify her spot for the Japanese Olympic team as well. I really do think she's gonna go. Yeah. But here in the women's event, third place, Rina Matsuike, second place, Miss Amber Glenn, and in first place, Monet Chiba. Okay, let's head over to the pairs event, which was so weird and so interesting. I want to talk about the short program because in the short program, the top four teams all scored within 0.27 from each other. We went from 70.13, 70.19, 70.24, and 70.40. And so going into the free skate, the field was wide open because the teams at the top were very much in a virtual tie. And yeah, okay. I want to talk about, let's see. Oh, excuse me. I want to talk about fifth place here, and fifth place was the Canadian team of Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud. They were fourth in the short program with a very clean skate. A lot of people thought that they should have been first in the short program. I personally agree. I think this was probably like the strongest performance of all the teams here in the short, at least. The only kind of mistake was getting a level 2 on their twist instead of a level 4. Yeah, and then in the short part and sorry, not in the short, in the free skate, they were not maybe as strong, unfortunately, with the sixth place free skate. Triple toe, single axle instead of a double axle they would have wanted. Fall and quarter on the triple sal, and then a slight touchdown on the triple let throw, or like kind of slight stumble-ish in that on that throw. And then let's see, yeah. They get 3 deductions. I don't remember what is the they got 1 deduction for the fall, and then what was the other deduction for? I cannot remember. What did they get a deduction for? Deduction 3. Oh, I don't know. I don't see where the deduction came from on this sheet of paper at least. I will figure it out eventually where the 3 deductions came from. I think they only got I don't know. Maybe both of them fell on, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember. Oh well. But yeah, fifth place was Paramisha of Canada. Fourth place was Nakaoka Moriguchi of Japan. This is a team that's really been growing and kind of again another kind of silent but deadly team. Nagaoka and Moriguchi of Japan. They've really been kind of sneaking up on the field and very strong performance here as well. They were fifth place in the short program. Here they did get an error on their what? Oh my gosh, I cannot. They're comet flying combination spins, or side by side combination spins, and then the triple loop at the beginning had a bit of a slight um stumble, I guess. And then in the free skate here, they were fourth in the free skate clean air program. They're attempting a very difficult side by side jump combination, the triple loop, double axle, double axle. They got quarter calls on both of those double axles, a fall on the triple loop throw, and then a big, big step out on the triple sal throw. But otherwise, a pretty solid skate. Their lifts are pretty good. Everything is very going very well for this team. They are very much likely to take those 2 spots for that 2nd spot for Japan, with Miura and Kihara for the Olympics. They earned that spot actually at the Olympic qualifier. So again, very likely to go there. Their scores have been kind of inching up this season, kind of building up, and so very interesting to see from the Japanese team how well they're doing, and it's really good for them. And ever since last season, their scores have grown a lot in this season. Yeah. Okay. Um, in 3rd place here was the American team of Cam and O'Shea. They were 2nd place in the short program, their only error being kind of a step out on the triple loop throw, and then they were 3rd in the free skate, did get a quarter call on the triple sow, and they didn't get their sequence done. But that was the only mistake really. The rest of the program clean, clean, clean. Triple let's throw and triple loop throw were both clean, and that has been the biggest area of improvement for this team. In my opinion, I think Cam and O'Shea, they were very strong from the start of their partnership. The throws were really what weren't their best element, and their throws have improved, and I think they just feel more solid. They look more solid. They look more confident going into them, and so really good result for them. Danny O'Shea is a really, really good, I feel like, lifter. I don't know. I feel like he would like, I don't know. I feel like he's one of the best lifters in the world, probably. Very good lifts from this team. Very good balance and kind of symmetry throughout their list. Very interesting. But yeah, really strong from Cam and O'Shea. The second place team, though, was their fellow American team, Efimova and Mitrofanov. They were 3rd in the short program with a new personal best. Their only error being at the quarter call on their triple toe and kind of a step out on their 2 on the side by side. And then they had a 2nd place free skate, fairly clean except for they left out. They could have done another double toe in their sequence or a double axle in their sequence. And then the triple step. Oh, the triple stealth throw had a bit of a step out onto it. Their free skate was Love Story. I really enjoyed that free skate for them. I thought it was a very lovely program. I think they sell the characters very, very well. So yeah, very good for Efimo and Mitrofana. And then in 1st place here was the German team of Hasse and Volodin. This short program was a result I didn't necessarily agree with, and they had a clean short program except they unfortunately abandoned their death spiral. He kind of slipped on his edge and they had to stop the death spiral. They got 0 points for that. I think they should have been 4th in the short program under all the other teams because of that kind of invalidated element. I understand that the rest of their elements were super clean and that the Julie on them was very high, and so that kind of made up for the loss of the death spiral. But I don't know. I feel like with somebody losing the death spiral, I feel like your components should be hit a little bit more because of that. Like if you lose an element, I feel like the components maybe kind of like a fall should kind of go down a little bit more. Again, they are still the strongest team in the field, and I'm not doubting that at all. But just to me, it's just like you lost. I don't know. I just didn't agree with the judges, I guess. But I don't know. I saw a few people saying that, just because, they lost the death spiral doesn't mean the rest of the elements weren't good. And I totally agree with that. The rest of the elements was really good. But I don't know. I was just thinking about the death spiral, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how the scoring works, and obviously they're very strong otherwise, and so still good, still good, still good to me. Okay, guys, still good. And then yeah, they were 1st as well in the free skate. Their only error being a fall on the triple sal. Everyone seems to really like this free skate. I do agree with that. It's to Memory House by Max Richter, and this is a really good skate for them. I think it's a really good orchestrally composed piece of music. And I think Hassan and Villa didn't do a good job kind of selling it, if that makes sense. And yeah, I think they're still a strong team. Maybe the score here wasn't the best, 206.88. Maybe it wasn't the victory they were really, really hoping for, but it's still a strong program. And they are very much still a threat. And we will see how Paris turns out. Mir and Kihara have done very well. Hase Bolin have done really well. Mitsukina Barilava has done really well. Conti and Machi, the Italians, have done really well. And so the Paris field continues to very much intrigue me as we go on. But yeah, in Paris, 3rd place Cam O'Shea, 2nd place Efimova Mitrofanov, and 1st place Hassan Volinin. Now let's talk about the messiest event of them all, and that of course is ice dance. Ice dance. I dance. I dance a lot. I don't dance a lot. This ice dance field was Yeah, yeah, this ice dance field. Last I wanna start off in 8th place here, probably. Yeah, in 8th place because something very interesting happened here. 8th place was the team of Tashlarova and Tashler of the Czech Republic. The siblings, what it was very interesting here, they had a 6th place rhythm dance. In that rhythm dance, they played the wrong cut of music. They played the right music, but it was the wrong cut of music, if that makes sense. And immediately at the end of the program, you could see them, they pointed over to where the music was playing. They're like, that's the wrong music. And they looked very upset about it, and rightfully so, of course, because apparently there were a lot of issues with music at this competition in terms of like the music playing correctly during practices and everything. And I don't know. I personally think Tasha Larova and Tasha did a really good job hiding the fact that the music was wrong, but that definitely was something that was out of their control that they could not control. And they still did get a good score for it. They were 6 in the rhythm dance. But obviously, it's very upsetting to have the wrong music playing during when you expected the right one to be playing, especially in ice dance where everything is about the rhythm in the rhythm dance. And so, obviously, very upsetting. Yeah. Yeah, so the raw music played for them, and apparently the raw music was playing for a lot of practices. They were 10th in the free skate, the free dance, unfortunately, did get an error on their one foot step sequences, 1 foot turns. I always call them 1 foot step sequences. They're 1 foot turns. Um, and so they were 10th in the free dance. Okay, moving up to 6th place. 6th place was the team of Davis and Smolkin from Georgia. They were really good here. Levels were low in this field overall. A lot of teams got level ones and twos. That was really the main theme of this ISN competition. And yeah, they were 7th in the rhythm dance, and they were also 5th place in the free dance. Really good twizzles, really good lists from this team, Davis and Smolkin. Yeah, really solid for them. Really solid. This top five, as we talk about this top five, I will kind of point out some of different scoring intricacies, I guess. I just want to preface by saying that a lot of teams were confused, and I honestly was confused as well with a lot of the scoring here. A lot of the scoring here, the levels were like base or like one or like two. And I think a lot of teams were kind of confused because a lot of these teams are very used to getting level fours on most of their elements. And obviously, that's what we're used to seeing as an audience as well as getting level fours level threes or level fours, and a lot of skaters here were getting ones and twos, and it was very interesting. And I will talk about kind of some of the backlash and some of the comments from the skaters themselves as we kind of move on. In 5th place here was the Ship Sips from the US, Maya and Alex Shibutani. Again, they did have that, kind of very, very unfortunate kind of incident where that video went out about Alex yelling at his sister, and it was incredibly verbally abusive, and it was not okay. And we do not condone that on the Teen Talk Skating podcast. And I don't really know. He kind of said that, oh, it's just my temper. I don't know. It was just I hope he doesn't or does it again. But they were 5th in the rhythm dance. I did like this rhythm dance for him. Their rhythm dance is kind of themed as I think it's like 90s night out in Tokyo, I believe they said or something. And this program I feel like does fit that vibe. It's very energetic. It's very high power. They got a personal best there. They also got a personal best with their 6th place free dance. Clean overall there as well. Yeah, just good programs from Maya and Alex Shibutani. I saw a lot of people kind of already writing their name kind of off for the Olympic team, and they're not going to make the Olympic team. I do agree with that in some sense that their scores haven't been as high. They haven't had as many good results as some of the other U.S. ice hands teams. I wouldn't say they're completely out of it. It's just it's going to be a little harder for them to make that Olympic team because of some of their scoring, and they've been gone for so long. Some people have pointed out that their skating skills have were not as good as they used to be and things like that. And of course, if you've been gone for that long, still you're not as refined. That makes sense. Your skills get they don't use them for so long. So, but I still think it's a good, a very decent, full hearted comeback for the Ship Sibs. A lot of people are saying that Maya was looking a lot happier at this competition and she was emoting more. And very good for that. Very good team, very solid team. I wouldn't rule them out for the Olympic team necessarily. I don't know. Anything can happen in US ice dance. That's what I've learned over the years, people. Okay. In 4th place here was a team of Smart and Deke, Spain. They had a pretty solid skate here in the rhythm dance, and then another solid free dance to June in in the free dance. A lot of people kind of expected them to place higher here, third, maybe even second here. Just levels were the main issue with them. That they were very strict on the levels of this team in particular. Ones, twos again, yeah, but still a really solid team. Smart and Deke, they very could. I think they really could make that European podium as well. It's going to be very interesting what happens with Europe and ice dance because European ice dance is kind of a mess. I don't know, lots of different teams there. In third place here was Zingas and Kolesnik from the US. They have been my biggest surprise this whole ice dance season. They have just really been selling it here. They were third in the rhythm dance with a clean skate, third in the free dance as well with another clean skate. Zingas and Kolesnik won second back at Cup of China. They did get a score that was, about 5, 6 points higher there, but this was still a really good score for Zingas and Kolesnik. They have really made their rounds this season. They have really made their upward trajectory this season, and in the Olympic season, that is really when you want to make that. There was kind of uncertainty if they would make the Olympic team. I wouldn't say again that 100% they're making the Olympic team now, but they've really significantly increased their prospects of making that Olympic team this season. Really good programs, really clean. The Romeo and Juliet, I think, is a very interesting program. It's almost a morbid, dark Romeo and Juliet, but it's done very well. It's kind of Romeo and Juliet come back from the grave and haunt everybody in Verona, and I think that's what the vibe is, and I really enjoy that story in my head at least. And I think it's an interesting thing as a classic program. Yeah, in second place here was the Canadian team Gillis and Poirier with their Vincent free dance. They were second in the rhythm dance with their RuPaul rhythm dance. Piper Gillis did get a base on her twizzles here, unfortunately, and that was kind of the main element that unfortunately caused them to be in second in the rhythm dance. And they get level ones on the other elements as well. They were one of the teams, I believe Piper Gillis, she posted on her Instagram story. Yeah, that's right. She posted on her Instagram story like kind of confusion with the scoring system and kind of disillusionment with it, and the judges kind of being confusing with it and not being super clear with some of the criteria. And I think it was a very fair, statement to make. A lot of people pointed out how they've been competing forever and they've always had high levels, and suddenly the judges go super strict on them, and yeah, super confusing. The free dance as well, they got a lot of lower levels on their side by side elements. The 1 foot turns, the twizzles, the dance steps, level ones, level twos in those areas as well. Still a really solid team, Gloves and Poirier. I don't know if the levels are really gonna affect their chances or anything. I do think they're a really solid team. Yeah, they're a solid team, and we'll see where everything kind of takes them in terms of that. In first place, though, was a team of Fournier and Baudry and Cizeron from France. Again, I know lots of drama. I don't want to talk about it. Um, because obviously it's very concerning what is all I don't know. The backstory of this team is very controversial, and I don't really want to get into it. Because it's very sensitive material and it deserves its proper research to be done. And it's just very unfortunate for everyone involved. But anyway, I don't really wanna I'm gonna separate my feelings about the skaters from their scores. That's how I'm trying to word that. But obviously it's kinda tragic. It's very tragic. It's not kinda tragic, it's very tragic. They were first in the rhythm dance with a new personal best. They got an exclamation point on their choreo rhythm sequence. Their choreo rhythm sequence is supposed to be at the end of the program. Here they called it at the beginning of the program. It's very weird, interesting mistake, and they were very upset about it on Instagram as well. And then they were first in the free dance deduction for having an extended rotational lift, and then another exclamation point on their choreo steps as well. So mistakes there. I don't know, guys. I don't see like the excellence, like the beauty in their skating. It's good skating. I'm not gonna lie. It's good skating. They have good skating skills. The programs are good. I just don't feel very connected, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because this team, obviously, I don't know. Again, trying to separate my emotions from the skating itself, but I feel like in ice dance, it's so subjective, and I don't know. I think Gillis and Poirier deserve the win. I don't know. I'm just gonna end off there. I think Gillis and Poirier deserve the win. But yeah, third here is Zingas Kolesnik, second place Gillis and Poirier, and first place Fournier, Baudry, and Cizeron. But thank you so much for listening to this episode of a Teen Talks Game podcast. My name is Ango. Next week we'll be talking about the a preview of the Grand Prix Final. Then we'll do the Grand Prix Final and the Nationals and the Olympics or any second now. So I will see you then. But until then, until next time, I'll see you next week. Bye bye.